Too funny. All right, so we started the live without y'all. Apparently, me and Mike was backstage having the whole conversation. Didn't realize that the live had started. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, live feeding.
What's up?
Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Tim. Tim is doing his first podcast tonight. Tim, type in the comment because I don't know if that is 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. my time. But can you break it down for us slow people, Eastern Standard Mountain and all of that, so we can make sure we're tuned in? I know I'll be because I got the reminder set, so it'll let me know either way.
Okay.
However, Mike, I watch everything Tim does. I mean, like I said, when he had like 100 subscribers, I watched him. This live he done produced already is going to be amazing with all of the technical stuff that he has done in the background and everything. It's going to be nice. So definitely looking forward to that. 5 Eastern time. Okay, we there. Hey, Keys. Hey, fam.
What's up, fam?
I have more rats today. I have another litter.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to count them later.
Calling your ASFs.
So my ASFs still haven't produced yet. They getting big, but they still haven't produced yet. Yep. So welcome everybody. So I'm very excited about doing this live today. As I said, so this one will be a little different for me because I think, Mike, because I know so much about you. Well, about you through other podcasts and just communications with you in general in the background over the last couple years. One of the biggest things, aloha. Hey, Mikey is in here. Welcome. So one of the things I was surprised by was the term of you starting this ball python process. You said you started about 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. It hasn't been very long at all. Yeah.
I cannot believe that. So what I want you to do, if you don't mind, is talk about when you decided this is what I was going to do, your business strategy. How did you go through that plan? Because I'm going to tell you this. If I'm looking at your ARS racks in the back, I look at all them snakes you post. You had the same kind of mentality about what you were going to buy coming in. We already said we was going to come in hot, and you did that. But for someone who never really was in the hobby, see, I was always in the hobby. Talk about what that mindset was, because you came in good. I'm really impressed.
Well, I appreciate that. I definitely still got a long way to go, but just kind of coming in, the mentality was to be the best that we could possibly be, and just kind of historically with any endeavor that I've kind of done in the past, the way that I tried to get good as quick as possible is by looking to other people who were doing things that impressed me, who were successful in it. And so I just really kind of looked to other people to see what they were doing and just kind of pull from different people to get best practices, to get recommendations. I joined a few Patreons. I reached out to people who I'd seen that they were doing their thing. They had been doing their thing for a minute. You could clearly tell that they knew what they were doing. They had learned a lot over the past with their experience. And so I just kind of picked those people's brains and just kind of looked to them to pull from them, kind of like a Shang Tsung. So kind of like pulling everybody's souls into myself. And so that's just really kind of been the strategy, is to really just kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, we sitting on the shoulders of giants. So people have already kind of paved the way
right,
where we're trying to go. And we're just trying to really just learn from them and pull from them.
Well, I mean, again, very impressive, because I think that was a fun fact for me when I heard you say it the first time. I think you were on Key's podcast with Gershon, and I'm like, 2 years? No way. So I think that I've learned a lot from watching you, like even down to the branding. So if you didn't notice today when we were backstage, the background is all black because I refuse to mess up your branding and put it in purple. So I said it goes good on black. Because I remember you sent me the 2 different ones. One went good on black, one went on white. I'm not messing up that expensive branding. So I put that nicely on the black background. See? And I've never changed that background for anybody but you.
That's dope.
It's
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
So, so one of the things you mentioned was joining Patreons, and so I want to share that for those watching. First of all, shout out to Antoine Hood, because he was the first one who even made me know that a Patreon existed. Well, I'm not gonna say that, to make me know what it was and what the purpose of it was. So I joined Antoine's first. I recently joined MJ's as well.
Okay.
And I definitely have one or two others that I'm determined to join. I'm waiting to see if Ozzy starts one, because I would love to be in an Ozzy's Patreon before I join Justin Cabalcas. However, Ozzy being who he is, once you purchase snakes from him, he's accessible to us for anything.
Yeah.
Any information that you want. But I would definitely want to support him, because he's very supportive of those of us coming in the way that, with our mindset, he wants us to be successful.
Absolutely.
So, but for the people who are watching, I've heard like people say, well, I'm not paying somebody to be in their Patreon. So I just wanted to share a little tip for you guys. I have been in a Patreon, and I won't say which one. Well, I'll say which one. Antoine's. Antoine's the first one I joined. And it's going on probably the second or third month. And I have saved more money by being in that Patreon.
Yeah, it paid for itself at the end of the day.
It pays for itself. Trust me.
Yeah.
I feel like Antoine might be a little cheated at this point. So to my point is, I joined the highest tier of his, but the rewards are sickening. And I wouldn't have known that if Antoine never invited me to even join his.
Absolutely.
So who's your favorite Patreon so far, as what is the purpose of it supposed to be for? Because you're not necessarily one who needs to just get in one to chat. I know how you're going in. You're going in because you want that solid info. Which is your favorites to date?
So definitely Antoine's.
Okay.
I learned a lot from Antoine. He's very accessible. He's easy to work with, a very down to earth kind of guy. We're speaking the same language a lot of times, and so it's just kind of like real easy to reach out to Antoine. So, and Antoine, and not saying that anyone else doesn't want to, but like he's repeatedly expressed like how much he wants you to help. So he's like reaching out to you, like proactively saying, "Hey, reach out to me with some questions. Ask me some questions. Send me your pairings for the year. Let me look at those. Just all kinds of questions." He recently started doing the tips of the week, so he's doing a lot. So that's definitely one of my favorite ones. I really like the chat group, Antoine's Patreon, and just kind of learning from some of the other folks. Some of the folks are at the same place as me in terms of how long they've been doing it. Some people have been doing it a little bit longer. So it's a good, diverse group of folks. Another one that I'm in is Justin's. So I've been in that one for several months now. And I think that's a good one. Looking forward to doing the site visit for that one. Billy from Mutation Creation, I'm doing that one as well. And then I just recently joined RCR. So I'm in 4 right now.
All right, so those are actually a few of people I definitely follow. I didn't even know Billy. I guess I never saw his, so I'll definitely check. That would definitely be one that I would want to be into. Yeah,
one of my favorite things that Billy does is twice a month he have like a live where you can just kind of ask him questions and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, good to know. All right, so definitely, guys, if you're looking to get into this seriously on the breeding side specifically, I will definitely tell you to invest in the Patreon of your choice. I'm not promoting one over another one. I can just tell you the ones that I have experienced and the benefits that I have seen, the kindness, like you said, Antoine reaches out to you. One of the biggest deals I got in purchasing in a ball python breeding was Antoine actually offering me something, not asking. I was already buying a snake. Hey, I can give you this one, and do you want me to do XYZ? Just love, not something that he has to do. He could took that same snake and put it on Morph Market and sold it for full price.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Antoine. I don't think enough shout outs to Antoine can be said.
Yeah, so let's check a little bit of the people coming in. Aha, Key. So you see that? We are out getting the rat rack supplies. Keisha doing this damn video today. Yes.
And we've been waiting on the video. Let's get it.
Now, Keisha. Come on through, sister. Come on through. 41 South Esteban is going to be very happy.
So Esteban,
FNA Balls is in here. Fred or AJ, I'm sure it's Fred.
what's up, fellas?
Thanks, sis. I love
Oh
this
yeah, that's
sign,
definitely
too.
dope.
I definitely love it. He comes up with so much of he saw all of the stuff that my team had bought me for Christmas, and he's like, "Why is that not set up all in your podcast?" Because I got cozies and all. He was like, "I'm gonna fix that for the next one," so he's gonna hook that up. He's really big into all of that. Where I'm like, "Look, I'm here."
He all about the branding. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's all about it. Hey, Crab, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
All right, Mike.
Sir, Mortal Kombat.
Gershon, hey, brother.
Gershon, what's up, bro?
Gershon's comment had me cracking up on my post last night. So, you know, before you start the show and you're backstage with Gershon, one of the tips he gave me for YouTube was about how I was recording, and I thought I had fixed it. And then 2 days later, Dre calls me with the same thing. So they hounded me to get that YouTube recording correct. And I've mastered it now. I done added some new stuff. You saw it, Mike. You see me trying to grow out there.
Hey, I love the growth. I love it.
The old lady is getting somewhere. Oh,
It's so much fun too to just kind of watch people kind of go through their journey. Like, it's cool.
Yes. Dre said, you never know your age until it comes to this technology. Like, all right, who else we got? What else we got? Hey there, Elias. Super windy there in Colorado. Hey, Q.
Q, what's up, brother? Shout out to bro.
Hey, Chris. Chris, are you and you and Q should be up in Hamburg together. Did you go to Hamburg today, Chris? I know Q up there. Q was up there before they opened the door, I'm sure. Bosa, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
We good, Chris.
What's up,
we
Chris?
Good. Oh, TK said he's in Antoine's too.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
That's definitely one that's I think is worthy of the enrollment. I'm just being honest. And I'm trying. Actually, Antoine is doing something in May too. One of those meet and greets. And I think Justin might be coming into California. We're trying to make that one. I think it's May 14th.
Yeah, it's coming. It's right around the corner.
Yeah. Hey, Esteban. Keisha Gray, do the video, Esteban. We finally getting it. Hot off the press. All right, let's see. Tim said facts. See my rack in my brain learning VMs. Yeah, so it's the V mix he's doing. So that's what he's using for his podcast. So I can't wait to see it. The pre-production, Tim, it looks great. Oh, Chris, you didn't make it. Okay. Well, that's kind of good because I wanted to make it so I can meet you the next one because I'm normally in Hamburg as well. All right, Q got 5 T's before. Q got 5 tarantulas before the door opened. All right, that's what's up. All right, so Mike, for you, today in the hobby, what is it that you're absolutely fond of? When you came into this hobby, what made you say, "Wow, I didn't know"?
In terms of morphs or just anything?
In terms of the whole hobby in general, like what was not necessarily the snakes themselves, but the community.
So, I mean, really, the community itself. Like, we're talking about it the other day. I've met so many cool people, so many supportive people. That just really give off the vibe that they have a vested interest in your success. Right? They want you to be successful. Yeah, in a way, everyone is kind of doing the same thing from a business perspective, but it's not really like cutthroat competition where we're going at each other's heads, right? People are embracing you. People want to grow with you. They want to see you grow. They want to learn from you. You want to learn from them. And so I've really been impressed with the community. That's one of the things that got me most excited about doing this, right? So the snakes, obviously, that's a huge part of it. But one of the other things that got me most excited was just the community and just kind of how much love the community has shown for us thus far.
Right. What is something that you think that we need to improve as a community? What would make us better?
So I do want to see more support for USARC. I don't know the exact numbers, but USARC does so much with such a small amount of resources. Just imagine what they can do with even more resources. Like they're already leveraging what they have, and really punching above their weight class with the resources that they do have. And so the more support that we can give them, I mean, because hiring lawyers and having people comb through legislation and all these other different factors that they do, it's not cheap. It costs money, it costs time, it costs resources. So the more resources that they have, then the more that protects what we do, what we love, right? And so anyone who is involved in this hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, whether that's directly or indirectly, has a vested interest in supporting USARC. So that's one thing that I want to see just continuously grow. I'm excited that they've done the rebranding. I'm excited that they've got a YouTube channel so they can get their message out there even more. But I definitely want to see more and more support and just see that grow over the years.
So let me tell you what's interesting. And that is one of my things that I have down where we have to improve. Like I almost feel like when you buy an animal, you have to register for USARC. I really feel like that's how it should be. Now, let me tell you what's amazing. When we get off of this live, go look at the number of subscribers on the USARC YouTube channel compared to the number of patrons on the actual USARC.org. That number soared in a week. And USARC has been established, over 20 something years now. And we don't have that number count as actual people who are donating and patrons of USARC. So that to me is a big disconnect. Specifically for those of us on the breeding side. I think if you own an animal, period. But specifically, if you're planning on making this a business, membership should be required. And I would lobby, and support it if the government said, okay, hands off of all the reptile laws, but you have to be a member of USARC and you have to be a silver member or greater. I would be okay with that.
Right.
That's like prepaid legal, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good with it.
Absolutely.
But I think that amazes me, even with something as recent as that page, that reaction, that I'm quick to click on a YouTube subscribe for USARC, but I'm not, like, that doesn't help USARC with you just being subscribed, receiving information. Investing into USARC is where we're really going to get our community return on the investment.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be a two-way street.
Yep. Let's see. Q had a question. Q says, so what was your first reptile you ever owned?
Ball python. We got two ball pythons about 2 years ago. Two what we thought it was two females. One of them turned out to be a male. So we got a super pastel mocha, and then we got banana motley bee. We thought both were females. The banana motley bee turned out to be just a really, really big male. That's the one I was telling the story about the other day. We paired him with a few different males, and the last male we paired him with heard a whole bunch of tussling in there, and so we resexed him and turned out to be male. So we ended up getting out of the G Strike project just because we kind of want to focus more on the projects that we're currently working on. But those were the two first ball pythons that we bought.
And without giving away your master ingredients, what projects are you working on?
So DG Clown. So in terms of recessives, I'll start there. So Desert Ghost, Clown, Pied, Hypo, and Ultramel. Those are the 5 recessives we want to focus on.
Ultramel!
Oh yeah, Team Ultramel all day, every day. You know what it is. So those are the 5 base recessives that we want to focus on, and we're going to mix them up. So we're going to do some doubles and triples, and obviously sprinkle a whole bunch of codoms in the mix. But that's where our focus is.
Okay. Yeah, there is what I learned getting on the breeding side.
Go Gators.
My God, it's all about you. That's too funny. What I'm enjoying learning more about the breeding side, it's just the endless possibilities. Because honestly, when I got in and I was thinking about what road and what snakes that I wanted to go, I definitely took in mindset of what I liked, but I also took in the mindset of what would I produce and be profitable. So that's my angles. When I look, it's a whole 2 racks of what I love, and then there's this 3rd and 4th rack that I started of. These are the ones that definitely going to make me profitable too.
Okay.
So,
how many do you have right now? How many ball pythons?
Not counting the ones that I actually like. One of the ones that I'm breeding was actually a pet, because I had no intentions on breeding the pied or the ivory pastel or anything. So right. Not counting that, I think I have 36 now.
Wow.
So yeah, when I get to I have 2 more racks that's already here that I have to fill up. So I'm working on that. But as I'm doing it slower than what I actually started, because I have everything that I wanted. Mm-hmm. Now I'm being more strategic and getting what I need. And getting what I need might be those $10,000 steaks, So got to slow it up a little bit.
Exactly. Like now, so over time, we've grown more and more intentional about the animals that we purchase, and so really, kind of like what I'm looking at is, all right. So, what are the things you want to do long term? How does this animal help you get towards that? If it doesn't help you get towards that, is this a project you want to start? Is this a project you're passionate about that you're willing to put the resources in? Or is it just something you like because it's really cool right now? And if I can't like satisfactorily answer those in terms of wanting to either move forward a current project or get into a new project, then I'm not going to buy that animal. And so we just kind of over time trying to refine the thought process. And it's definitely easier said than done, because I see a lot of cool things like, oh, we should get into that. Oh, we should get into that.
Yeah.
But it's very real limitations in terms of just like space resources, money resources, just a whole bunch of limiting factors. And so we just kind of really been more intentional about it over the past several months.
Yeah, I think that's important, but you have some amazing animals. Like just watching the ones that you post on your Instagram and things like that, I'm like, wow. It just doesn't ring just 2 years in. It doesn't ring.
To answer Joel's, yes, I'm in Florida.
Yeah, so what you're not how far are you from Daytona?
About an hour and a half.
Okay. So you'll be able to drive up.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna drive up probably Friday.
Okay.
And we're gonna leave Sunday. So we got a room.
Okay. Where are you guys staying? Y'all staying on the beach?
Yeah, we staying whatever the main hotel is.
Okay.
We don't have a beach view right now. We got city view, but I want a beach view. They're supposed to hit us up. But we're gonna
go to the beach at this point.
Exactly. Because I want to hang out, and my wife wants to hang out. We want to just kind of chill, because what we've done the past 2 years when we went to Daytona, last year was really in and out, but the year before that, it was just come down on Saturday and then leave on Saturday.
Okay.
I'd rather hang out and just enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, this is going to be a live time in Daytona for sure. Big Jig says, facts, if you own a reptile, you should at least have a bronze membership. $40 a year is nothing. Agreed.
Right.
Agreed. For sure. Bosa said, I did USARK and USARK Florida. Yeah. Y'all got to do both, because Florida be tripping down there, which is crazy, because growing up as a reptile enthusiast, Florida is where I wanted to live, like somewhere down south. Florida, North Carolina, and then these are the places that comes with all of these wicked laws.
Yeah, Florida is. I guess constantly something in the pipeline with Florida.
Yes. Esteban said, Nicole and Mike, y'all both part Mexican now.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
Mexican, bro. That's right. Wait a minute, hold. But I speak, yo hablo español. No, ya no hablo español. Now. Yeah, Esteban, it's no way that you should be Mexican and not speak fluent Spanish and not teach that to your children. That is not acceptable. Tim says even their part-time lobbyists cost $150K alone for U.S. ARC, and that's cheap by comparison. Definitely need to get everyone helping because fighting lawmakers cost. Absolutely. And Tim, like you, Mike, constantly communicates the benefit of U.S. ARC, and he goes into detail about it. Also, for a lot of people who don't know, if you are a member of U.S. ARC, one of the public questions that I hear all the time is, what do they do? Everything is transparent down to what money they collect, how that money is spent, and everything for people who are actually members. So if you really want to see that for yourself, get the minimum, the $40 bronze membership, and you're exposed to all of that information. I can tell you this, if we removed U.S. ARC, we would really see what battles the reptile community have. Some of us are just riding on their coattails, and right. That's okay, right? But you should be at least preaching the benefits of U.S. ARC.
Absolutely, 100%. And like you said, you can see the $9.90 returns right there on the website.
Yep. And nothing is transparent. And yes, we do pay for Phil Goss to travel to Tinley and all the other places he go to promote U.S. ARC the whole time he there. That was one of the hardest working people I witnessed at Tinley, guys. I don't know when he went to sleep, and he was doing the daunting work, like folding T-shirts and boxing up things, and he wasn't having all of his workers do the work while he had a good time. The man was running around sweating bullets,
rolling up his sleeves.
I mean, the whole entire time, even towards the end, like he was still working. So I appreciate you. If nobody else does, we appreciate you. Let's see. So Mikey said, what is your favorite ball python morph?
So my favorite morph of all is clown.
So that's I love clown today. I didn't know that.
Yeah, clown is like my favorite, like hands down.
I love the head. I wasn't even interested in clown until this year, to be honest.
For real?
Because again, I wasn't thinking about breeding, So
gotcha.
I started really looking into things, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty. And to see the combinations of it, that head on that clown is just amazing. And I think that just with different combinations alone, even if you don't get the whole clown, just if you got the head and anything else, that thing is most amazing. And another thing that I noticed, and the pros can tell me if I'm wrong, I have some head clowns that I can see the clown in, like in the head, not the actual pattern, but you can see the pastel sulfur, for example, if at a glance looks like a clown, but it's only head clown. It's not, it's head clown. It's not a clown. So I think that, I've noticed that with some, like with the desert ghost, there's some animals I had seen that's het DG, and I can see the influence.
They're pretty bright. Yeah, a lot brighter.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. What advice do you have for new breeders?
So really, first and foremost is make sure it's something that you want to do because you like working with animals and not just because you want to make money, because you're not going to make money out the gate. I'm here to tell it. And then if you really investing in this hobby to be like successful long-term and investing in high-end projects, you're going to spend a lot of money right out the gate. And so that's going to be a lot of out before you even see any of it really kind of coming back in. And so if you just in it for the money aspect, that's so far down the road that might not carry you, right? You might want to get out because you're in year 2, you're in year 3, and you're not making the kind of money that you want to make right off the bat. So you gotta really want to be in this because you like working with the animals. Like And for whatever reason you like working with animals, maybe you just like reptiles, maybe you like the whole genetics aspect, but it's got to be something about something that's inherent to those animals that drives you, because you can't just do it for the money. It can't just be a money grab, because this is not a money grab. Over time, yes, you can make some good profits and whatnot, but it's not just a get rich quick scheme, because that's not what it is. And so you can't be just solely motivated by the money. The other thing that I would say, in terms of advice, is learn all you can. Whether you get a mentor, whether you join a Patreon, whether you join in certain Facebook groups, and listening to certain people in those Facebook groups, looking at YouTube. Find you somebody who is knowledgeable, who's been doing it for a while, who you respect, who you feel like you can approach or you can learn from a distance. So definitely learn as much as you can, because the more you learn and the sooner you learn it, the better off you'll be long term. Like Nicole was saying earlier, Patreon is an investment. It's not an expense. I don't see it as an expense. I see it as an investment, because I feel like, at least for all the Patreons that I'm in, I'm getting a return on investment, because I'm learning so much. And so learning so much and things that I wouldn't have thought about, things that I might not even have known to ask, or mistakes that I just would have done because maybe that seemed like the most intuitive thing to do, is prevented me from doing a lot of that stuff, which saves me time and saves me money in the long run. So definitely learn as much as you possibly can.
Yep. And I think that if I had any advice, is to make sure, as you make those plans, that you understand that everything that you invest in needs to be protected. So one of the things that I see a lot, especially when you're taking your animals out to places around children, that you want to have some type of insurance on that. I have retics, for example. If I took a reticulated python out, even the one that never bit anybody before, and it slightly bite somebody's child, right? I'm liable. So I think a lot of times that we don't think about that aspect of it as well, or the loss of animals. So a lot of ball python breeders spend a lot of money on their ball pythons, you know, and there is not like pet insurance for them, which I found out VPI do offer it. But it's definitely way more expensive than it would be for your regular animals. But making sure that you have the right equipment, whether it's incubators and things like that. Like I'm all for do it yourself, but I think there's certain things that you should not trust a DIY on when it comes to breeding. You want to make sure that you have the right equipment to protect your investment. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, and I don't trust myself. I'm not the handiest of folks, and so I can't rely on a DIY incubator or something like that. Right. I'll mess it up, and then I'll be able to mess up my animals.
Well, see, I'm stressed out enough about I was talking to you, asking you about all these different heat equipments for inside the incubator. So now I got 2 of this, and I got 2 of that. I got the Herpstat 6. You told me to get the 4. The 4 was out, and she said, "Well, we have a 6." I said, "Oh, really?" So I got the Herpstat 6, which what I love about that for breeding purposes is the way I was able to stack all those new enclosures new racks in one place on that one thermostat. I also think, remember I asked you, what did you thought was better between the VE and that? Other than having the additional outlets, I think the Herpstat 6 controlled the zones better.
Think so? Okay.
Yeah. I think it controlled the zones better, because with the VE300, I had to put those probes in like I had to find a right tier to put it in, so the temperatures would kind of balance out, so it wouldn't be. With this, I didn't have to. It was just like wherever I put it, it's reading the zones correctly.
Okay.
Within a 4 degree differential anyway.
Yeah, I definitely like my Herpstats, and going forward, I'm sticking with Herpstat. They definitely won over a lifetime customer, as long as they keep making good products like this.
So Maki said she don't see any cocktails. So let me tell you a secret.
I got my morning cocktail.
Okay. When I just have a regular drink, it's because I drank the night before. So I believe in having cocktails, but not alcoholism. So I have a cutoff. And as as of June of last year. I don't have hormones anymore, and drinking doesn't metabolize like it used to. So I play it safe, but I have a cocktail. It's just a safe one for today.
That's my morning Hennessy, aka coffee.
Yeah, I took my some of my team out for crabs yesterday. You know, crabs are real big in Maryland, the blue crab here. So I took them out for crabs, and whenever we have crabs, you know, alcohol comes with that. So enough. It was no way. So
You'll definitely be able to grab some crabs in Daytona.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, that's the whole
Right
thing.
near the
You know, I
beach.
gotta have crabs. Listen to that. T Keys and Keisha must have crabs. I'm not leaving Florida without some Florida crabs. That's the boss sound from the hood. I need to speak it. That's funny. All right. Fred says some good advice for new breeders is make sure you have a good generator. Hello. And we had to use ours this morning. Eggs never even fluctuated temperature in the incubator. So my husband hounds me about the incubator. I meant the generator. So the one that we have will manage one room pretty much. The one that is going to manage this whole house is very expensive. This is the Generac. So he actually looked into that this year. But you are absolutely right. Not that it happens often here in Maryland, but if it did happen, we're now to the point where we don't have room to kind of try to provide heat in one area. You're going to need that general supply of electricity for sure. Tim said, first time seeing Mike here and glad I tuned in today because he's on point. Great advice, sir. Yes.
Appreciate it, bro.
He's a great guy, Tim, for sure. For sure. All right, Mike. So tell me, what current rack systems you have? So we know that you have the ARS because we can see them right there. What other? But that's not. How many snakes do you have? Because all your snakes is not in that one rack.
No, all my snacks. All my snacks. I'm hungry. You tell I'm hungry. Fat boy things. No, all my snakes not in that one rack. So we got that one ARS 5540 right there, and then all of our other racks that are in this room, with the exception of one, are sea serpents racks.
Okay.
So like what you can't see is like three double stacks of like the 5 high sea serpents.
Yeah.
So 30 tubs. Make sure I'm doing my math right on the fly. And then we got like this one rack that's kind of in the corner over here. And I actually got that one used when I bought a hypo Mojave female and a pastel clown female. When we first get into it, I was like a 3rd and 4th snake, and the guy sold us the rack with it. And it's been working.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been working great ever since. He really threw the rack in on top of it, and it was actually a pretty good deal. And then we got a sea serpents hatchling rack that holds 40, and we'll be getting another sea serpent hatchling rack in Daytona that holds another 40. So we have plenty of room for the next few years to house all the babies. But it's primarily sea serpents.
Okay. Yeah, I love the black. So I love the sea serpent. I love the reptile basics. And I mean, I love ARS, but I need them to be black. That's the thing.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah. Y'all both are awesome, amazing, and one of the best people I ever
Appreciate it, bro.
No, that's the side you bring out, Esteban. I promise you, it's a whole nother side. It's a whole nother group of people who might tell you something different. But I always tell people, you get what you give.
Esteban trying to make a brother turn red.
Right. We gangster. It's AJ today. Oh,
okay.
It's AJ today. Okay.
What's up, bro?
Okay. Of course.
Yes, I be seeing FNA in like all the chats, and I don't never know if it's Fred or AJ. So sometimes I just default to FNA or ask. Like I think the one time I said AJ, it was Fred. I was like, that's why.
That's funny. All right, Mike. So let's do this. Tell us, outside of ball pythons in the hobby, because I think that you are probably the one of the most visible private people I know. We don't know much more about Mike other than where he work or what he do. Not where he work, what he do. Snakes. He's married. He has children. We don't know if they're boys or girls. We don't know ages or any of that. So tell me something people would never imagine about you.
Yeah,
Like you
so
would be shocked.
I don't know, shock. That's a good question. I am pretty naturally introverted, and so like that's why I'm one of the most private public people there is. I don't post a lot on my regular Facebook page. I don't post a lot about like non-herp collector stuff. But it's just because I don't know. Um, the limelight or like the spotlight or whatever you want to call it, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me nervous. And so like I've traditionally kind of shied away from that. And this is one of the things, and maybe this is something that people don't know about me, but really this whole journey is not just the reptiles, it's not just the business, it's really been a lot of personal growth because like I said, naturally introverted, naturally kind of like shy away.
Yeah.
And so like this is really like getting on a show like this. I wouldn't have done this before. Start my own show. I wouldn't have done something like that because I get nervous and I still get nervous. Like, I get nervous every single time, like before every show. I'm a lot less nervous when I'm on someone else's show, but
Okay.
for like our show, like I don't know, I just get nervous. And so it's really like driving a lot of personal growth, learning about the animals, and so kind of developing that.
Okay.
Just character growth and personality growth, and I don't necessarily know how to describe it, but it's driving a lot of that, learning new things, like learning different technologies. And so there's just been a huge personal growth part of this journey that I'm so thankful for. Like I owe these snakes so much more than I can ever pay back, because like it's really kind of been the catalyst for a lot of personal growth. And so like I feel like I'm always be indebted to these snakes. So I mean that might be something that people don't know. I do have two kids. My son's 15. That one's about to be 16. So we've been doing a lot of driving practice over the last several months. My daughter is 14 years old, so she'll be in high school next year.
Okay.
I don't know. Anything specific outside of that?
No, I'm just curious. Like, so one of the things that
I'm a Florida fan. Now you know, you see it.
Yeah. People don't would not know that I went to school for mortuary science. What I do for a living
I
is
didn't know
what I
that.
went to school for, and I actually did my father's body when he died.
Oh, wow, I
buried
didn't know
my
that.
father within 3 days. He had two funerals, one in Maryland, one in North Carolina, and was in the grave in 3 days like Jesus. That's what he said he wanted to do, to bury me like Jesus. So we did it. And but yeah, I did my dad's body. So people would never ever know that about me unless you knew me growing up.
That's what's up. Yeah, I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, so I find it interesting, not just things like that, but like what we do. So one of the YouTube videos that I wanted to do, and before I did this podcast. So what I try to do is bring on people that I was interested in even before the podcast. So someone said to me the other day, they thank me for not just bringing in the big people and to make the connections with people who quote unquote are more common. And what I said to that person is that I'm bringing in people that I was interested in. So some of them are the bigger people because I'm purchasing snakes and things like that for them. But
Right.
what I'm most interested in is the people that there's not already a whole bunch of videos on, a whole lot of people, a whole lot of things or books that we can read about that person. The person is really, really interesting, but there's intricate details as to how I would like to know how they got here, or kind of like even before this podcast, there are people like you and I who would talk via inbox about business and the hobby prior to any of these podcasts, but we found each other interesting. Something we found, you found interested about me, I found interesting about you, and that has been the connection.
Right.
I wish we would just remember that before Justin was Justin and Ozzy was Ozzy, they were me and you.
Exactly.
And I think it's more value of when you hear the people talk about who knew them way back, when they created their first little ball python and
Right.
things like that. Those relationships are more valued because those people grow together. So one of the things that I love is that I'm meeting so many people that I can grow with. Like one day I'll be able to say Big D gave me a blue ghost. One day I'll be able to say that. And that's just when Big D was Big D. And now the blue ghost done blew up all around the country.
Everybody on the Blue Ghost.
Remember,
you can say I was on Blue Ghost before you even knew Ghost.
Exactly. I held a blue ghost in my hand before y'all even saw one. That is a beautiful. And I tell you though, I was captivated. I was stuck. I was stuck in the corner where the rack where they all were. And he was pulling out one. I had never seen nothing like that. And like they were saying last night, the camera doesn't show that snake. That snake really is blue. The eyes are absolutely amazing.
I definitely want to see that in person.
Oh, you have to. It's unbelievable. Tinley, I'm
Tinley,
sure we see back there.
I will be there.
I have never seen nothing like that. So yes, the Ultra Mel from Sick With It Bowls and my Blue Ghost from Big D's are two must-haves outside of anything that I get from Ozzy or Justin. I must have those.
Yeah, G makes some nice Ultra Mel stuff.
Oh, I'm telling you, they just look different.
Yeah, they pop.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tim. My husband, that sign, I have to give him all the credit, but I love it too. AJ said, agree, Mike. We are indebted to the snakes for the same reason. Take care of the ones that take care of you. Yep.
Excuse me.
This Blue Ghost, yeah, it is. All right, so what is or who is your number one breeder today?
Man.
And I know that's hard, but
that's real hard.
Yeah, if you had to say, okay, I have $20,000 today, and I'm going to call this breeder right now, who would it be?
Interestingly enough, it's somebody who I have not gotten a snake from, and it's hard. And I think part of the reason is I just want to get something just real dope from his collection, because everything he produces is straight fire, and his company, Straight Fire, is aptly named just because of the reptiles. I'm talking about the band, I'm talking about Wesley, and that's who I want to get something from.
That's my
DG Clown stuff that I see him posting, or see them posting that's already locked up, and I'm like, wow, this stuff is amazing. I cannot wait till I can get some animals from them, and I really want to get something that's like really high end and really nice for them. So I just been kind of on the sidelines watching what they do and watching what they produce and watching some of the snakes that they post and they show, and it's amazing. Like I can't wait to get something from them. So that's
that's definitely that's literally my person. And I
for real?
was going to say it. Yeah, I was going to say it before you said it, but that's my person. I was just looking at
it's like, Straight Fire.
Yeah, he doesn't have, like, right now there's not a lot on North Market, but what's there is whoa. Like, whoa. I would just definitely love to have any of this.
I think he posted a male that was locked up with a female. I think it was a Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Leopard, DG Clown, 100% het pied male. I think that's what it was if I remember correctly. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, I'm over here trying to make double hits, and you got this locking up.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely got to get something.
So we talked a little bit off behind the scenes about the rebranding, and I had so many more questions after watching Stored on, it was MJ's podcast, I believe, and then he was on your podcast, or vice versa. But I saw him back to back. My question is that, again, going back to, I'm starting this. What made you say the rebranding was most important to do now, before you've made a lot of money on snakes? What made you take that approach at the time that you did?
Really, So I kind of wanted to take the approach of kind of starting with the end in mind, so to speak.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is I had all these visions of what I wanted our company to be. My wife had these visions of what she wanted the company to be. And so we wanted to start taking the steps necessary, like right now, so that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, what have you, we can kind of, we have positioned ourselves to be in that spot. And so we started reassessing everything. And one of the things was kind of the brand. So initially, the name of the company was THC Exotics. It was kind of a play off of weed and going with the acronym THC. And what THC stood for was the Herp Collectors. And so it was really kind of like the Herp Collectors Exotics, which is a lot of words. And the logo we had was fire. I got it from Vaughn, and she made exactly what we asked, what I asked for, and it's still like one of my favorite logos I've seen she's done today. I'm a little bit biased, and she made two of them for me, but it's still like one of my favorite logos. But yes, I am a little bit biased. But it was nice, but just kind of thinking like more
Hey,
holistically
Shamir.
and long term. What's up, brother? Thinking like more holistically and long term with where we wanted the company to go. We backed off of THC Exotics just because we felt like it was gonna interfere with branding our company, with how we wanted it to be branded, how we want it to be seen. Like for example, something as simple as could my son or my daughter wear a T-shirt to school that says THC Exotics that has his logo with the, it's a tight logo, but we had like a weed plant in the background. It's like, no, that's not gonna work. Could my wife wear the shirt to work? Could I wear the shirt to work? Anything.
Right.
And so it's just like little things like that. And so we decided to rebrand, but at the time we really didn't know like which route we wanted to go. And so in watching one of the Level Up episodes from Snakes and the Fat Man, Blake was on there. And like all the things that he was saying was making sense. It was kind of ringing a bell with things that I had learned like in school and stuff like that. And so reached out to him, kind of talked through it a little bit with him. He set up some meetings. I met with his I forget what his title is, but his name's Aaron. He's like one of the top guys at Stewart Design. And so we just kind of talked through it and everything made sense. And so the stars kind of aligned. I really saw the value in it. Talked about it with my wife and just kind of shared which direction I thought we should go. She was supportive. It was an investment, but I really feel like it has positioned us for long-term success in terms of building a brand, right? And so like now we've created like kind of all these materials. We've thought through the entire like process of what we want our company to represent, how we want to present ourselves, and so we've got this, we've got a brand, right? And so everything here from this point forward is just kind of branding, right? And just building on that and staying true to that brand, staying true to ourselves and what we want to do, and really striving to position ourselves for long-term sustained success. So again, just kind of starting with the end in mind.
Okay. Now, I know how much that branding costs. I'm not going to say it here, but was that something that you had to pay all at once, or did they allow you to pay throughout the process? Or how did that work?
Uh,
And
I can't say.
this. It wasn't just a little bit of coins. So
Yeah, it wasn't 50 cent.
investment coming in.
Yeah, it wasn't 50 cent. So I don't really want to. I don't really want to like commit him to anything on how he do it because I don't know how he do it.
Right.
Like,
But what,
even
I
his
said and basically in general, when you first reached out to him, how did you say, okay, we can do this? Like, what was that thing that made it workable?
like whether or not it made sense to me. Is that what you're asking?
No, you know it made sense, but how did you, were you already prepared to drop that amount?
Oh, I didn't. No.
Oh,
I mean, I was prepared. I was no. I was mentally prepared to to pay more than what I had paid for anything in the past in that
Okay.
space, but I wasn't necessarily mentally prepared for the number. I knew the number was going to kind of be in an area, right?
Okay.
And it was still in that area, but and I don't want to say any specific numbers
Right.
because
Exactly.
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Exactly.
And then a lot of things has changed, like even since I've done it, like he's kind of changed like his whole workflow with it. But
Okay.
I did expect it to be pricey,
Okay.
but I expected to have a good deliverable, and I expect ROI over the long term. And I saw the value in it, and so I
Yeah.
felt like it was a good investment.
Yeah, so I guess when we talked, I can honestly say I figured it would be definitely between this and this, right? Where that number came in for you was kind of like in the middle. But I mean, it really sparked my interest because I will tell you, not even is he also, or is the company also responsible for the backdoor branding? So let me give you an example. Your auto email reply when I was on your podcast. Was that something you created or part of the branding that they suggested?
No, that was something that I created. They
That was
give.
damn good.
I
That was
appreciate it.
very. I love that one, and I didn't want to copy and paste it and steal it. It was part of the branding, but I loved it.
Hey, feel free, feel free. Um, so they definitely give a lot of guidelines and talk about do's and don'ts and things you should do.
Okay.
And then so kind of everything that we've done since we kind of completed like the process of creating the brand and getting the brand guidelines, we've kind of tried to do everything in alignment with those guidelines, right? So like even like some emails that I've crafted to reach out with people because I've changed things and I constantly change things, but just kind of refer back to those brand guidelines and kind of always let that branding kind of drive what's being done, if that makes sense. So it's always again kind of just keeping that the branding portion in mind.
Okay. So when you completed, you paid and everything, what is deliverable to you? Like how? What is it? A whole CD or?
So it come on a flash drive.
Okay.
So they send it to you via email, and then they send you like a physical flash drive
Okay.
that has everything you need on there. So they give you the book, Your Brand Matters, which is a good book, and it's a good read, and it shows some other examples of other things that they've done. He put together like another little booklet too, it's reptile specific, like with some of the other folks that he's done in the industry. But what you get that's specific to your brand is you get all of the logo files.
Okay.
And you get all those logo files in a number of different formats. And so like we essentially have like three kind of structural formats for our logo. So we've got just the mark, which is just the HC. We've got the stack logo, and the stack logo is that right there.
Okay.
And then we've got the horizontal logo, which I use that one a lot. I tend to default a lot to the horizontal logo, which is like the HC with like the Herp collectors, like right.
Okay.
And so those are the different structural formats, and then there's different colors, right? So there's all three of those designed to go on a white background, all three of those designed to go on an orange background, all three of those designed to go on a black background. And then there's some like alternate colors, which I don't use the alternate colors a lot, but like there's some all white and there's some all black that I'll roll those out later, but we've really kind of been more so focused on kind of building up this orange, black, and white, and just kind of getting folks used to kind of seeing that. And then once we get past that, then we'll probably roll out some more of that alternate. Every now and then I'll tease it, like I'll drop a little white HC on IG, or I'll drop a little black HC on IG. But if you notice, we really like primarily focused on the orange HC, just because it's kind of like that primary setup, if that makes sense. And so you get all that, but then you also get brand guidelines. And so within the brand guidelines, it's like everything you need to know about your specific brand from A to Z. There's do's and don'ts in there, and the brand guidelines they can be used by you, and then you can also provide them to someone who's doing like some design stuff for you, right? Because it goes through all the do's and don'ts and how the logo should be presented, how it should not be presented, like some common things that they've seen people do,
Okay.
and they advise not to do it because you want to position yourself in a very specific way. So you get all that. You also before and they've changed this process a little bit different to something a little bit different now. But there was a number of workshops, and you just really started from the bottom and you worked your way up. And what I mean by that is like you started talking about what your company is, like what kind of personality you want your company to have, what do you want people to walk away from your company and see. And so you talk through all of that,
Okay.
and they're taking like really good notes like the whole time. They're asking you hard questions, like questions to be quite honest, I hadn't ever thought about.
Thought
And
about
like it
right.
was really an exercise because like I was mentally tired after the whole process because like I realized like, damn man, should I even be in business? I ain't thought about none of this. And so it was really a very thorough process in terms of just going through all of that. And that was before they even like dropped any kind of thing, right? Because
Okay.
they wanted to figure out like who you wanted to be and how you want to present yourself, right? And so, and then once you kind of get through all of that, you start talking about things that are more specific, like what kind of things you like in terms of like other folks' brands, like what are some things you've seen that you've liked, and then you start talking about colors, and the colors very specific, based on some of the things that were identified earlier in the process in terms of like what you want to communicate. And so the orange was like a very specific color, just because
Okay.
it represents like innovation was like the biggest thing, and then also excitement. Excitement is really one of the core tenets of our brand because when we first got into the hobby, it's one of the things that we immediately noticed is just all the excitement around the moors, the excitement around the events, just the excitement within the community itself. And so like that was one of the things that intrigued us. And I know that's something that intrigues other people too. And so that was really something that we really wanted to convey in our brand. And so we wanted our branding to kind of reflect that excitement. And so we went through that whole process, also creating the mission, creating the vision. And so like if you notice, if you go to like all of our different social media platforms,
Mm-hmm.
you can see our mission there, you can see our vision there, where we can put it because everywhere you limit it on characters, and so some places we kind of shorten it up, but it's a consistent positioning everywhere that we go. And so um, that was something that they talked about a lot too, and how important that was. And so that's something we stuck with. They also there's specific fonts that we use,
Okay.
and they also send you over those fonts, and they give you examples of how to use those fonts. So like it's all very intentional. It's nothing that I've created. It's just something that I've been taught, and I just kind of been soaking up, and I've really tried to like extend it. Like I've tried to make like every where possible, I've tried to pay like attention to details and
Mm-hmm.
like really like not think that any detail was too small. Like the headphones are a specific orange, and it's for a reason because it go at the brand. Like even
Right.
my mouse, if you can see that, is like
Yep.
every little detail. Like we've really been kind of like just really paying attention to it and really trying to pump that. And so that's it in a nutshell.
So what was the whole process between start to finish? How long did that take?
It took about a month and a half, I want to say, and
Okay.
that varies kind of depending on how many projects they got going at the same time.
Got you.
And so for me specifically, it took about a month and a half.
Good. Okay. So that's good information. Definitely sparked my interest like highly. So I will definitely be reaching out to them as well. So Joelle says, do you go herping in Florida and or in Maryland? So the first one will be for you. Do you go herping in Florida?
I have not been herping in Florida. I would love to go herping in Florida. I see like stuff that Bob Vu posts when they go herping in South Florida, and that seems pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely want to go herping. It's
Yeah,
definitely
so
on the bucket list.
for me, I grew up living by woods, so I herped all the time. And now that I'm grown and I got common sense, I choose not to go herping. Definitely not in Florida. Um, you're talking to somebody. We flew in. One time we went to Key West, so we flew into Fort Lauderdale and had to drive from Fort Lauderdale to Key West. So you literally drive through the Everglades, and I was dying thinking that going through the Everglades. Now, there's big fences and everything around the road, but I just thought alligators and snakes was just going to come climbing out. And it was the first time I ever saw an alligator on the fence. There was literally an alligator on the fence. So, and I'm in the car freaking out. So yeah, I'm not, I like to, call my breeders for my snakes now. I don't want to just go out there and stumble across one.
You like to grab them out the wild?
Who's going to be like, is that a black mamba or a cottonmouth? No, not me at all. If I saw a snake right now in my front or backyard, I'm not going out there. I'm her. I'm her. Yeah. Even if
there's gators everywhere in Florida
python, I'm not going to get it because it's not my reticulated python.
It's gators everywhere in Florida too. Like pretty much the assumption is if it's a body of water, it's a good chance some gators.
For sure.
Be watching out.
My company owns properties in like even in Tennessee. Like they got properties where alligators just show up on the property around the waters. But what I did learn, even going to like places like Gatorland, like alligators are not predators. I mean, of course they have to eat if they're hungry, but they don't necessarily come at you either. You normally have to startle them or they're hungry. And
yeah.
They ain't looking.
They're looking for the smoke.
Right.
They're looking for it.
I don't feel sorry for any of us who get bit by a shark. And I love the ocean. And I'm the person who, like I was gonna tell you, I go swim 15 feet down. I'm that girl in the ocean. But if a shark came and got me, you can't be mad at the shark. Like, it didn't come up out the water to come get me. I went into the water to get it.
Right.
So
I definitely, if I do go herping, like in somewhere like South Florida, I definitely want to go with some folks that are way more experienced than myself.
Absolutely. Well, especially if you're going in the Everglades. That's just no, or anywhere like even we did a little excursion in New Orleans one time, and there was alligators everywhere, but the alligators were conditioned to people too. So it was, I guess it's kind of like with the animals we own. My Asian water monitor, if it wasn't socialized, would definitely be harmful to somebody. But Tim said Florida herbs will eat you like Jurassic Park. Yes, like you talking a whole. The Florida is it's actually the Amazon for us.
Oh yeah.
Q said, I feel like herping as an adult is smarter because now we have sense to be safe. No, I had sense to be safe back then. Now I just don't go. Like, but yeah, I have no interest in it now. So Q and I'm always talking about herping, and I make it clear I won't be on that trip.
Yeah, I definitely got to go herping though. You can't be herp collectors if you don't go herping.
Jewel said, "Thank you. Can you open up the super chat?" Jewel, do I have super chat? Is it a way that I'm supposed?
I don't even know how to do that. Somebody teach me the way.
Teach me. Look, I'm all for the super chats. You got to pay for those, and we can donate all the money to USR. Send me an inbox and tell me how I can open up the super chat. Bosa, where are you in Florida?
That's probably why he's a Miami fan.
Yeah. We might have to go visit. All right. Oh, Bosa's gone. Okay, cool. He said cool. Okay, he's still here. So getting wood cut can be stressful. Look, go ahead and buy the saw, Keish. Don't be trying to give us no excuses. We don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I see the little comments on the side, I'm low key trying to like click on them too and bring them up.
Yes. Well, the fun part of the lives is the chat, right? Super chat at a certain amount of followers. Oh, okay. See,
okay.
Jewels ain't there yet. Keith,
hey, I definitely ain't
the
there.
number of followers because Jewels is going to help me get there so I can open the super chat by next week. How many followers do we need? Is it 1,000? Because we can make that happen. All I need is all my existing people to get 2 people to share. Oh, Homestead. Okay, you are close.
Okay.
All right, so
Got a
Mike,
lot of
have
good
you?
ball players come out of Homestead too.
I can't remember this. You might have answered this question before. Have you started breeding rats, or have any intentions on
So
doing so?
so last week I picked up 1.3 colony of ASFs, and it's just for a few snakes that we got here that's eat
Okay.
ASF. And so I'm not gonna get super big into breeding them, but we are gonna breed for those because it's kind of hard to get the ASFs because it's kind of off cycle. Like my main rodent guy don't like consistently have them, and my snakes got to eat, so I gotta come up with a way to consistently have them. And there is a guy that consistently has them, but I don't have a lot of snakes that eat ASFs, and so it don't make sense for me to get them for all of my snakes when they eat Norwegians that just fine. And so I don't want to like bug him like every week for like 2 or 3 ASFs. And so I just bought a colony from him. And that colony, actually, 2 of the females was already pregnant when he sold them to me. So like I said, I got 1.3, 1 male, 3 females, and I'm gonna start breeding those just for those snakes that I got that eat ASFs. And
Okay.
in the interim, I'm just continue to get them from him. Um, but yeah,
I think
I like them. They're pretty cool. Like I've been spending a lot of time just looking because like right now we don't have the container that we're gonna keep them in.
uh-huh.
Get some of those reptile basics, like get a few of those rodent breeder tubs or bins
Mm-hmm.
or whatever they call them. But right now I got them in a 10 gallon, and
Okay.
so they're in there like with like some toys because my daughter she has hamsters and she had like some extra toys and stuff like that.
Yep.
So put the wheel in there and they run around the wheel and they just chilling, running over this little it's like a little ramp or whatever. Like they having fun, so it'd be fun to just watch
What was
them.
amazing to me was the day after my first litter was born, the father literally built a fortress around the mother and the baby. So he took all of the substrate that was in the front and pushed it all the way back and built it up. So I couldn't just see the babies now. I had to move it back forward. And after I did that, he did the same thing again. If you open the tub right now, he's the first one. So if you ever want to know how to be a good father, go find a rat. And he's not being mean or anything. He's the first thing. I'm coming right here. Oh, it's you. And then I can go and pick him up and move him around if I had to. But as soon as I close it and come back, he done built up the fortress again.
That's dope.
It's so I've fallen in love with these daggone rats. I'm blaming T Keys and Keisha Keys because I'm thinking they would just be rats. You know what I mean? Like rats.
God, it's so fun to watch them.
I like to watch them eat, like how they clean themselves. You would think
Yeah.
rats are dirty. Rats clean themselves constantly.
Constantly, yeah.
Constantly. Tim said we've got to get you. Yes, Tim, we got to get you monetized. So we're not that far off. All I need y'all to do is get at least 2 people of all your followers to subscribe. Tell them they never even know what they do have to watch because I got to make sure the watch time hours come up too. They got to find their favorite video, watch it. Most importantly, let's get subscribed. I got enough people watching. I need more subscriptions. Richie said we got to collaborate. Always inbox me. Me and Mike are always available for collaboration.
Absolutely.
We love that. That's the part of the hobby
Absolutely.
that I like. I actually spend less time outside the house and more time inside the house on lives or networking
Or listening to
through
somebody's
social
live
media.
or
Yep.
listening or watching. Yeah.
Yep. He said I was getting off everything else we needed and enjoying the show. Okay. No excuses. Mikey, what are both of y'all's other hobbies? Mike, you can go first.
So I work a lot, but I'm gonna consider that a hobby. I like sports, mostly college sports. Big time Gator fan. We do that a lot, and we take a lot of trips to the games and stuff like that. Traveling when we can. Now we're trying to get back into that. Now that COVID is kind of like, I'm gonna say subsiding, but definitely it's getting.
We're realizing that we got to find a way to live it. with
Exactly. So like now that things open back up, we want to get back into that. I like spending time with family. I mean, just doing something simple like playing spades, like that's fun. And just hanging out with family, like that's
All
what I
right,
grew
so
up doing.
spades in
And pretty.
Daytona. Tiki,
Oh, you know how to
we
play
need a
spades?
spades night.
Okay.
Esteban, we need a spades night.
Yeah, I love playing some spades. Now we can do that all night. We might even make it to the show. But
Yes.
yeah, I like shooting. So I got like a decent little size gun collection. I like doing that. Ammo's so expensive now. I don't get to do it as much as I would like to do it, but definitely like that. That's fun. That's about it. Kind of bored.
Yeah. I have so many, so I'll stick to 3. The number one is that I am a certified Zumba instructor. If you look at pictures, I always say, if you look at pictures of me before COVID, I was in perfectly good shape because I was teaching Zumba 3 times a week. And I actually started teaching Zumba, I think it was in 2013. And I love to dance and I love karaoke. So if you ever want to just like put me in the perfect atmosphere, give me a microphone and let me sing, dance, and I'm happy. And I mean literally all night. If the party starts at 7, I'm dancing at 7, and if it ends at 3 a.m., I am the girl who don't care about her wig is crooked on the dance floor and all that. I'm just still good. I didn't come to this party to be pretty. I came to party. So yeah, I would say definitely it's dance.
One thing I forgot to mention, Marvel, superhero.
Okay, yeah, y'all talked a lot about that.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. I do a lot. I'm pretty nerdy with that.
Okay, Tim is mentioning me today. I'll be in the house, Tim. Thank you. So Tim, literally, when he first came in, and that's why I admired him so much. He was new, and I had more subscribers than him. Tim just blew the whole YouTube thing up. Like, he should be already monetized at this point. I'm almost certain. I know he passed that 1,000 mark. I know he was getting the views. Really good channel though. Really good person.
I'm gonna have to go check it out.
You have to watch Intrepid Exotics. So many. You can go back and look at old videos. But for me, again, like I said, it's pretty dope to have someone else who look at reticulated pythons the way that I do, because it's hard to find people who can't see them past whatever is in their head. So, but
he said it was monetized at 5 months. That's dope.
Oh wow! I know it was fast. T Keys is on his way. We just need to get them about 300 more subscribers, or 250, I think, the last count.
Yeah, that'll be there before you know it too.
Yeah. Oh, we gonna play some spades.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Keisha said she'll sing with me, but y'all don't want me to see me dance. That's okay, Keisha. That's okay. That's okay, Lecca. You can watch the playback, bro.
What's up, Lecca?
Lecca probably just. What time did they go to bed last night? I think I fell asleep on Hair Down Fridays, probably after 12. Yeah, Tim has done amazing, Keisha. But even looking at how he designed this new podcast, it is not coming out looking like a new podcast.
I definitely got to check it out.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, we want to change some things with ours, and I definitely need some ideas, some advice, and stuff like that.
Well, I like the way, again, with the brand, and how it looks like you're almost framed in your logo when you're on your podcast. You rocked him. He said he will whip you all in spades. Yeah. One thing about Baltimore, we can play spades. That was the main thing of our cookouts growing up. Our family made sure we had some crabs there, the drunk aunts, the drunk uncles, the crazy uncle on the grill, and spades.
Yeah.
That's a
Baltimore
cookout.
That sounds like Georgia too.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. No cameras tweaking for me. Both we all gonna be in Daytona, Bosa. So we all gonna might as well just go ahead and get us all in one time. Get you live all at once. All at once. Oh, they went to bed around 2. Woke up at 6. Woo! Don't be sleeping on our video. We want you bright eye and bushy tail. All right, guys. So again, I knew this would be a great live for me. I'm just going to give up on telling my guests that it's an hour. It never happens. I think it's an hour and a half. I think that's fair.
Oh yeah. Go to start with that.
Any questions for Mike? Please drop them below. And will the wife will be at Daytona, right?
Yeah. So she can be at Daytona. Her name's Takara. So Takara will be at Daytona. She will be in Tinley. And
okay.
She'll be at all the shows.
So that was another fun part for me. So branching into outside of, the group that, I admin, coming out of that a little bit, there were so many wives that I connected with, like real wives, the queens,
Yeah.
So I appreciate
not the Real Housewives.
Yes. I met some queens. Of the most amazing women, like Wiz's wife. Kendra is I just adopted her as my sister. We just look different, we got different color skin, but that's my sis. Of course, Keisha, I just really, like I said, that was a highlight to just even meet her in person, just as amazing as we thought she would be. But it's so many of you guys, Lecca, like so many of you guys who got these solid partners on the side. So it was so good in Tinley to see the faces of them. So I look forward to meet your wife as well. Like Minnie was so excited to meet my husband. Like some people didn't even think he really existed. It used to be like a bad joke. Like I'm gonna make up a husband. He's not an introvert. He gotta trust his surroundings before he even talk to you, whether it's virtual or whatever. He's
gotcha.
Raised differently,
Did you say he drink Hennessy too?
Oh yeah, he's a Hennessy guy.
That's gonna be my homie in Tinley.
Yeah, oh yeah,
and they talk.
Hennessy guy all day. Hennessy Black. In fact,
oh yeah,
he won an award at work, and his boss bought him this whole big bottle of Hennessy Black, and I was like, okay,
yes,
no,
sir. That's right up my alley, right there.
Yes, but I just be glad to connect, and again, Daytona's want to bring that other part of Tinley that we didn't get a chance to see, so I definitely love that. Q says she ain't lying. Nicole is a partier. It's the Baltimore in her. Yes, I can't wait. And I'm going to be in Daytona. I'm going to party in the bikini. I'm going to have me a good old time. This is going to be a whole vacation.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for both Daytona and Tinley. I wish I could get to Arlington, but I'm going to be out of town for work that week.
Okay. And they kind of like back together. So I'm okay with going with Tinley and not Arlington. I definitely don't want to miss Daytona though. So Tim said it was awesome to meet Mike. Good to see you, Nicole, and I'll be looking for you in a couple hours. Got to get the harness on Niles now and get him outside. Everyone else have a great day. Awesome, Tim. We can't wait to see Niles later.
Yeah, I've been to the building.
Keisha said your husband was super cool. You both compliment each other well. Yes, thank you, Keish. Thank you. He really enjoyed Tinley. Like I think Tinley changed his whole perspective of this whole reptile thing. I think he'll never be me in it, but like it sparked a whole different interest than what he had before. But all right, so with that said, Mike, I thank you so much for joining in. Thanks for everybody who hung out with us for this entire hour and a half. Follow Mike on Instagram, Facebook. Mike, you on TikTok?
Yeah, we on TikTok. I don't think we TikTok right, but we on TikTok. I don't think ain't talking, but we out there.
Bosa inspires my TikTok. So I learned to just take pictures, throw some music on it, and that's working for me right now. So thank you, AJ. It's been a great live. Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right, Mike. So with that being said, I appreciate you, bro. I'll be seeing you, sure, later on other lives and throughout the week. Who's on your show this week?
So this week we got Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles. Yeah, I need to touch base with him to see if his wife is coming too. Okay. It'd be cool to have both of them on there.
Yeah.
Her name's
so
Indra,
I convinced
right?
her to get a retic in Tinley, and she loves that retic. Oh my God. She loves every tick. I told her she would. I'll tell anybody if you get one, you would. It messes you up for life. You would never want another snake for a pet anyway. Yes, hit that like button because
absolutely.
Keisha YouTube likes it. Yo, I love my fam. Thank you guys. I will see you all later. Peace.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.